Do you get nervous when speaking to a group? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 7 ways to calm those nerves so that you feel confident when public speaking. My name's Kyle Murter, I'm a public speaking champion, and on this channel I help you speak with more confidence and impact. Every week I'm bringing out new videos on this topic, so subscribe if that interests you. So the first way you can calm your nerves is by burning them off. You see, when we get nervous, when we get anxious, it creates tension in the body, and sometimes you can even see it when people are shaking like this. What we've got to do is burn off that tension. And one of the best ways to do this is through exercise. On the day of your presentation, in the morning, I would recommend going for a run, going to the gym, going for a walk, doing something which burns off that tension that you're holding. Because not only will exercise give you endorphins that will make you feel good, but it will actually make you feel more relaxed. Because you've burned off those nerves. And that will help you going in feeling more confident, and when you're relaxed and confident, the presentation is far more likely to go well. The second way is to change your focus. You see, before a presentation, most people think of themselves. They think, how will I look? How will I sound? How will I get my information across? What will I do if something goes wrong? I. Their focus is all about them. And you have to understand, whatever you focus on, it will magnify. Okay? So if you focus on the fact that you're feeling nervous, that you're feeling worried, that you're feeling anxious, that's going to grow. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse before you present. I suggest you change your focus. Instead of focusing on yourself, focus on the audience. Ask, how can I make this a great experience for them? How can I engage them? How can I share value with them? What would they like to hear today? By focusing on your audience, you take your mind off yourself. You stop thinking about all the things, all the nerves that you're feeling, and you begin to focus on creating value for other people. This will make your presentation much better, and secondly, it will help you calm those nerves as well. And here's a little hack for you to get into the mindset of thinking about the audience. Before your presentation, when your audience is coming into the room, talk to them. Get to know them. Get to hear about what they want to cover today. That will get you focusing on them instead of yourself. Number 3, use affirmations. Often before a presentation, there is a conversation going on in our head. Our inner critic is often very loud. It's saying, you can't do this. No one's going to listen to you. What do you know anyway? And if we allow that inner critic to dominate our mind, that's going to affect how we feel and how we present. So it's critical that we learn how to silence that inner critic by replacing its voice with an affirmation. An affirmation is simply something you say to yourself that gets you in the mindset to go out and do a fantastic job for the audience. For instance, an affirmation that works for me when I get nervous is composure creates champions. I will literally say that to myself many times before a presentation. Composure creates champions. Composure creates champions. Composure creates champions. And by saying that again and again, I begin to control my inner conversation, and it reminds me to focus on the skill of public speaking, to be composed, to be calm. And as a result, I feel less nervous and I feel more ready to go out there and perform. Number 4, change the label. I had a client who was very nervous about presenting. She'd had a couple of panic attacks on stage before. And so the idea of a presentation was terrifying for her. And so as I was listening to her and she was telling me about how afraid she was of presentations, I began to realize that the problem was the idea of a presentation. So I said to her, what if we changed the wording? Instead of calling it a presentation, let's just call it a conversation. And she liked that idea a lot more because every single day, much like you, she was having conversations. She wasn't afraid of conversations. They were normal and natural to her. And so going forward, when she did have to speak in front of a group, she didn't call it a presentation anymore. She called it a conversation. And that helped her massively in terms of remaining calm and going in there and enjoying the experience. And you can do the same, because at the end of the day, a presentation is a conversation. It's just you speaking to many people all at the same time. It's the same medium, it's the same art in many ways. So you can change the label if you want to. If the idea of a presentation makes you afraid, just call it a conversation and you'll find your nerves disappear. Number 5, prepare for the worst. The reality is, things are going to go wrong in your presentation. Your PowerPoint might break. The audience might not respond the way you were expecting. You might have a mind blank. These things are going to happen at some point. But what we can do is we can prepare for them. By preparing for the worst, by deciding what we will do next when the PowerPoint goes down, when we don't get the response we wanted, when we have a mind blank, then we can feel more confident and calm because we know our next step. For instance, if you're worried about the mind blank, write down all the ways you could deal with that. Perhaps you could take a long pause. Maybe you could take a drink. Or perhaps you could ask a question to the audience. Have a discussion about my last point in pairs. All 3 of those options create time for you to think. And that's what you need to do when you have a mind blank. You need to create time. Because if you give yourself just a few extra seconds, you're far more likely to get back on track. So prepare for the worst, and the worst won't be so scary. Number 6, enter with gratitude. So many people view public speaking as a punishment, as something they have to do. But what if you flip that? What instead of having to do it, you got to do it? Because public speaking is actually a gift. It's an amazing opportunity to share your perspective with a group of people. It's an opportunity to inspire people, to change people, to move people, to improve their lives in some way. It's magical. And if you enter a presentation realizing that not everybody in the office, not everybody in your school, not everybody at work, not everybody in your community gets the opportunity to do this, you realize that public speaking is not a punishment. It's a privilege. And that switch in mindset will make you grateful for the opportunity, will make you feel less nerves, and as a result will make you deliver a fantastic presentation to the audience. Number 7, your self-image. I've been helping people overcome their fear of speaking for almost a decade now. And when I look at it, the root cause often tends to be their self-image, who they believe they are. You see, most people believe that they're not a speaker. And as a result, when they get on stage, they feel like an imposter. Their self-image is literally sabotaging them. It's saying, oh, you don't belong here. This is not you. And therefore, as a result, your words, your body language, your delivery, everything becomes crippled because your self-image is pulling you back to the person it thinks you are. What we need to do is learn how to change your self-image. And I made a very helpful video on that. It's a big topic here. Basically, I go in depth into your self-image and how you can change it so that you start seeing yourself as a speaker. If you watch this video right here, it will help you massively long-term in terms of overcoming your speaking fear. Hope you enjoyed the video today, and I'll see you in the next one.